So, this week in football, there's been a lot of claims and talk and conversations and debates about diving. And it's nothing new. You know, diving's not a new thing in football. And I don't see why every time it's brought around, people are, oh, got talk like it's something new, literally. And obviously, if you don't know already, most of the diving talk has been aimed at Luis Suarez, Liverpool striker, mainly by Tony Pulis, Stoke manager, who after the weekend's game was accusing Suarez of going to ground way too easily and way too often. And before I say anything about that game, Suarez is an exceptional player. Sometimes he gets fouled in the box, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he gets fouled in the box and doesn't win a penalty. Sometimes he doesn't get fouled in the box and does win a penalty. So it swings and roundabouts. Personally, I think Suarez's reputation is going first in most incidences. And most Liverpool fans will disagree and have uproar, but Suarez has built his own reputation himself. No one else has done it, it's him. He has dived on occasion, he he has gone over quite easily at times, and referees aren't stupid. After the game, even if they happen to award the penalty that time, it's not like they don't review decisions afterwards. So if they find out or realise after a few games or after the last he's been at Liverpool for a season and a half that on occasion he will simulate the challenge, then they're going to be aware of that, and you can't say referees have to take every situation for what it is because sometimes they have been fooled when this is not a penalty. So forgive the referees for making a decision at the time to not give a penalty if they genuinely think it wasn't a penalty. Or it's just one of those things where Suarez dies sometimes he wins the penalty. So Liverpool fans can't be like, oh my god, you didn't give Suarez a penalty when he clearly got fouled, because last week he didn't get fouled and he won a penalty. So he swings and roundabouts. You can't be saying that sort of shit. Someone I know has brought to my attention that Gareth Bale has dived and dives quite often or does it at times, and he gets no uproar, no talk about. It's not even brought up, and they say it's because he's British. But if I've seen it, then I will talk about it. I haven't really seen it, so I can't really talk about it. But if it's true that Gareth Bale is diving around and people aren't giving him the same attention, then that is completely ridiculous, and it's unfair to be aiming at one player, i.e. Suarez. Um, as another person who's come out recently and been speaking about diving, and that's Michael Owen. Michael Owen, England striker for many, many years, done really, really well, and he's actually admitted to winning penalties on purpose for his team. And you can't fault that. I mean, the sport is there's so many things that go into the sport and so many things that go into a role, i.e. the striker. So the player is running and he thinks he needs a goal, his team needs a goal. If he wins the penalty, then he's won the penalty. That's as simple as that. It's football. Just like human error is wanting to stay existing without goal line technology, all that shit. If a player wins a penalty and it's a human mistake to give the penalty, then it should be left to lie, because you can't say, oh, it's a human error game, it's referee, blah 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 blah, and then when they make mistakes of that, you're like, nah. Human mistakes, no, it shouldn't be that. So it's got to be one whole thing. By the way, I hope you check out my new The Dark Knight Rises poster. Yeah, Anne Hathaway over there looking fine. Yeah. Nice. Anyway, um, diving is always going to be there, and someone else also has come out and said this. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Gary Neville. I might be wrong. He says, or someone says, that it's an import from foreign leagues, from foreign countries, and don't give me that. Don't, people will always seek to gain an advantage in any situation. You can't say that it's because of foreign players impacting the Premier League why people are doing it more than before. They've just found new ways, and even English players are doing it. I mean, look at Ashley Young. He goes over like he's been tackled, wrestled, all those memes and jokes and stuff of him being RKO'd by Randy Orton or tackled by a bull and all this shit. And there's so many foreign players who don't dive. Valencia doesn't dive. I haven't yet seen Podolski dive. I haven't yet seen, let me think. Hazard hasn't even dived. To my knowledge so far, he's been winning penalties legitimately, being tackled and being fouled. So that in itself is a ridiculous statement to pin it all or place blame on internationals. That's just ridiculous. Because people are people, it doesn't matter where they're from. They learn their trade no matter where they are. And if someone's gonna die, he's gonna die. It's not because of someone who's from another country, so he's seen him do it, therefore he's gonna do it. That's bullshit. So diving, it is bullshit, and it sucks when it happens, but there's nothing you can do about it, literally. You can talk about it afterwards, and you can revel in it, but that's literally all you can do. If a player's booked for simulation, book him. The thing I don't understand is when a penalty is not given, player looks like he's been tackled, and he doesn't give the player a yellow card, which means he must think he died. No, he must think it's some coming together. But if it's a coming together, then it's a penalty. If you don't give him a card, that means you think he was fouled. If you give him a card, I think he's died. But sometimes they do neither. No penalty, no card. So what the fuck is that about? Did they just think, I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna do nothing? Don't give me that shit, because both sets of fans would be pissed off in one way or another. And that happens quite often, I think. Other than diving in the news, Lampard's out for England, Rooney's captain, because they are suspended. Don't know why Rooney's captain. Hopefully it will spur him on to actually do something, because personally I don't think he's staken his claim strongly enough in their England setup, and if they're going to go one striker, it should be Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe, not Wayne Rooney, because although he just recently come out from injury and did play well in his last two games, Defoe has been the more consistent out of the two, and it would be an outrage if they were to just play him instead. As much as I hate Tottenham, Defoe is Defoe. I don't know of any other news going on right now, but since the international break is a bit slow, not much fantasy football going on, but if you do fantasy football, I do urge you to change your team at the end of the 2-week break rather than now, in case your star player, blah 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 blah, and Percy, please Van Persie, even though he's in my team, please Van Persie, get injured. They may get injured at any point and you'll be effed. No more free transfers, you have to pay for that shit. So change your team near the end and check all the scout reports and match form, blah blah blah, and that will help you go on. I will do some more fantasy football videos if anyone requests them, because I know that the previous ones I did have had a lot of views. I do put a lot of effort into them, so I'm not going to do them for nothing. Anyway, this is it for now. It's gone on longer than I thought, but fuck diving, man. Don't talk about diving. Talk about the amazing stuff in football. Because diving is an inevitability that can only be talked about after it's happened. There you go. There's a bit of wildest knowledge right there. It's me signing out. Wildest gameplay, football news, and stay tuned for some more shit. Later.